We are it? All right, we'll start? Okay, so as we learn the movements and practice the movements, after a while, when you feel comfortable with the counts and the rhythms of the movements, we'll advise you to practice with the metronome. The metronome is an extraordinary assistance because the movements are being so specifically exact, and then the metronome assists us to perceive that every single count within 4 to 4 counts in the movements are exactly the same distance, and therefore each frame within the path becomes very, very clear for us. Also, it helps us with the momentum of the movement because the first beat within the count of 4 and 4 is actually loud, and then it allows us to transform the movement from a mechanical, square sense to a more momentum and circular form. Also, it's very wonderful because each of us have a sense of rhythm within ourselves, and sometimes that sense of rhythm comes from certain places in the spine from which we initiate the movement, and as we become perceptive of the equality of each frame, then those places within the spine begins to release and begins to let it go. And then, therefore, we are beginning to use all of the muscles of the body. We're beginning to use all the momentum that exists as a natural outcome of the metrics of balance matching the frame. And we begin to, as I said, engage muscles that otherwise we will not be engaging. So I recommend it to you. And then if you feel like it's too much mechanical, stop. And then eventually you come back to it, because in the beginning it's a little bit jolting because all of a sudden it feels like you are like in a regimentation of rhythm. But you will see very soon that it's not. Okay?
The second section is the
Okay. Also, I would like to tell you that the best way to practice in the metronome, with the metronome, is in the second section, when you start going to neutral to moon, like the perpetual motion, the 4 directions of perpetual motion, going to moon and then descending to neutral, going to moon and going in 8 counts to true side, returning to moon and 4 counts. And you will notice that when you have 4 counts, you have to go a little bit sooner with the movement. You can't make it a square. You have to create a little bit of momentum, but the momentum is equally distributed through the 4 to 4 counts. So it is very good because, as I said, you will begin to notice that maybe you have tendencies to go faster sometimes and to relent in others, and you then, as you stop that reflex, you will begin to notice that the movement becomes more muscular and more connected. It's just because you're engaging different muscles that otherwise you will not be engaging. Now, I would like to demonstrate some of the movements, maybe the 4 directions actually within the perpetual motion in the second section, in order for you to see how I practice with the metronome. And the metronome is set at 60 beats a minute, which is the rhythm of time. And we're just going to do it. Just observe and see how it works with the metronome. Five, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1,